I'm Debbie Clausen, and for this speech, our persuasive speech, we're going to try and persuade you to use a Bozell instead of a full cheek snaffle. And the reason why I do that is because a Bozell, and we're going to use my daughter's ponies. Well, okay, fine, not ponies, but they're full-size horses. There is a difference, by the way. On a Bozell, you just put it on, slide it over their nose. They're actually a lot happier because it doesn't go in their mouth. I like this one because it's this Bozell because it's a training Bozell. So if you're just moving them from a bit, for example, to a Bozell, you're probably going to want to use something like this. And the reason for that is because this keeps the Bozell on the head, and this right here is the way you turn them. You turn from right to left. It is a split rein, which is highly recommended. Let's drop this over here. Now, if you look at the side of her, your pressure is going to go right here on the nose. It's going to go up here on the ears, right here on the sides of the mouth. And so when you pull back, it applies pressure here, and that's what you get is a stop, or you get a back up, or if you're going to pull them to the side, you pull it this way, their head goes that way. You pull it this way, their head goes this way. You never touch their mouth, which means you can't hurt anything in here. You can't hurt their tongue. By the way, these guys have been eating Russian olives, so their mouth is going to be discolorated. So that's what we have for animals. Gabby, I'm going to have Gabby bring her mare over here. Oh, and one other thing. With a Bozell, it doesn't matter if you use it in the wintertime. It's not cold on them. It's not like putting a human, an iron bit in their mouth. So, Gabby, do you want to put this on, or do you want me to? Okay, so we're going to have Gabby put this on. Now, what I want to show you is this right here is the actual bit, okay? That's metal. In the wintertime it gets cold. In the summertime it gets really hot. So you have to make sure you either cool it off or you warm it up, because the horse is not going to like either one. And the more you do that, the more they're going to protest. Okay? And this is what I mean right here. She doesn't want it in. You have to put your finger right behind their teeth in order to get them to open their mouth. And then they chew on it. Okay, do me a favor and come over here. Okay, now my point here is just this. Normally you want it to crinkle their mouth just a little bit, not like this. This is bad. But I mean, if you're going to ride in a bit, you want it to crinkle their mouth on one side just a little bit. That way you know that they're feeling it. It's not just sitting in there. This whole thing here keeps it from sliding through the mouth as you go back and forth if you're turning. You have to have a chin strap on this, and it has to be at least 2 fingers. And my purpose here is this. Okay? Now you've got a bit in their mouth. They can bump it on their teeth and it makes it hurt. It's like having somebody smack you in the teeth with something hard. Okay? And you're turning them and they've got this thing just sitting in their mouth, and if you're using the wrong type of bit, it actually hurts because it breaks in the middle and it has these bends right here. So their lip could actually get stuck in there and it'll pinch them. And if you're not paying attention, it'll create sores right here in their mouth. Making it raw can be okay if you're trying to get their attention, but otherwise it's not a good thing. You don't want that. You don't want to cause your horse any pain at all, because the more pain you cause them, the more they're going to remember, the more they're going to resent it and not want it. So it makes more sense not to have that. So, and then they have to give it to you, because if you yank it from their mouth, then there you go, you're smacking their teeth again. I don't know, do you guys have any questions? You guys have any questions?
No.
Would you suggest using a snaffle on a younger horse?
On a younger horse, if you think that you're not going to have very much control with a Bosel, which you're going to have less control, unless you've done a lot of bonding with that horse, then yes, you're going to want to start them in a snaffle. But you always have the option to graduate them to something like this. Okay, and if there's any other questions, I think we're good.